Gordillo with the throw. Always a familiar figure. His stockings always around his ankles. Never wears shin pads, Gordillo. Martin Vázquez, the number 10. Couldn't find him with the return ball. De Luis got it clear. Siganda. On a good piece of play by Siganda. But just ran into the covering player for Real. Sánchez. '11 is Schuster, the West German. Sánchez again. Tried to set Hugo Sánchez free on the edge of the penalty area, but overplayed it. Roberto, who's one of the smallest goalkeepers in Spanish football, his official height is about 5'7". Ruggieri, the Argentine international, underneath Roberto's kick. I think we can expect to see Osasuna sit back and hope that they can contain Hugo Sánchez and the rest. Osasuna's away record not very impressive this season, only one away win, although oddly enough that came in this city at Atletico Madrid. They won 1-0 and Siganda was the man who scored. Schuster. Forward from Sánchez. The chasing player, number 3, Castaneda, the captain, and rather needlessly giving away a corner. But not easy under the mass ranks of Real's huge support to keep a calm head. First corner of the game then, in the 3rd minute. Oh, not a bad one, it just eluded Ruggieri, and Osasuna quite happy to get that one clear. Nine is Hugo Sánchez, 3 Gordillo, and the challenge by Pepan. Putrogueño. Good play, Martin Vázquez. And again Martin Vázquez. And that's another corner off Pepan. So 2 corners in the opening 3 minutes for Real, setting the tone for what I'm sure will be a real onslaught by the home team. Good clearance by Martin Gonzalez. Schuster lays it back in though. And a good looking ball from Michel. Danger here. Oh, it's gone in. It's an own goal. What a mistake by Martin Dominguez. The Real players run to congratulate Michel, who crossed the ball. And in the 4th minute, Real are in front. Michel's cross, and really what was Martin Dominguez thinking of? He had every opportunity to head that well wide of his goal for a corner, and that's an embarrassing moment for the Osasuna player. The former Barcelona man never gave his goalkeeper a hope. Real Madrid 1, Osasuna 0, and now what was already a mountain begins to look an impossible mountain for Osasuna to climb here. Oh, but nice piece of play by Sola. They've got to try and get back into the game immediately, obviously. Ibanez, the playmaker in midfield. And Osasuna really rocked by that early error. That's the 37th goal that Real have scored at the Bernabéu this season. 8 matches and 5 minutes. Now he can take a useful long throw, Ibanez. And does so. That's dangerous. Headed away by Schuster, and then on by Michel. And back it comes to Ibanez. And here's Martin Dominguez, who'll be very keen to make up for his error, but he hasn't done so. That's another bad ball. Gordillo breaks clear. And there's danger again here. And really, the interception by Castaneda saved Martin Dominguez from another embarrassment, because it was his error that led to that Real breakaway. Good header by Ruggieri. And a lot depending on Ibanez to get his team moving now and force their way back here. The clearance by Hierro. And so many players wanting the ball, Schuster in particular, in this Real side. Tremendous self-confidence they've got. And why not when you're as good as Martin Vázquez, for instance, although that wasn't the best ball he's ever played. De Luis at number 2 for Osasuna. 7 is Urban, the Polish international. Dispossessed, but Trigueño, the opposite number for Real, and he was fouled. But Trigueño not in the form of recent seasons this season. But so many great players in this Real team. Chendo is the captain. Hierro switches play. Sánchez. Hugo Sánchez. Trigueño, a lovely little flick for Schuster, and Schuster's still there. Good goalkeeping, and in fact the whistle had already gone. I think there might have been an illegal use of the hand then by Schuster, but it was a silky move by Real. Martin Dominguez giving it away again. Still shaken, I would think, by that own goal. Chendo had a lot of chasing to do, and Pepan denied him the space for the cross. That's a corner, and it's the third already for Real, with only 8 minutes gone, and they lead a 0-0. Hugo Sánchez wanting it right on the goal line. And it's another corner. Siganda giving it away this time. Be interesting to keep a check on the corners. That's 4 already for Real. Martin Vázquez takes this one short, in fact, to Gordillo, and then into Schuster. Oh, that's beautiful football. It didn't quite come off, but appreciative applause from the crowd. Siganda the target, and he's going to have a lone battle up front today for Osasuna. Hierro, Schuster, Chendo. Hierro again. Alongside him is Ruggieri. Sánchez. Martin Vázquez, the number 10. It's a good return ball as well for Sánchez. Gordillo tearing down the left. He's gone alone though. And wins the throw from Pepan's challenge. Martin Vázquez, lovely little ball, and it comes back to him. And that's good play by Sola. Spotted the danger and moved in with the interception. Siganda. Looks a useful player, this boy. Certainly confident on the ball. Sola. Martin Dominguez. Siganda wanting it played more quickly, and not a particularly good cross. Chendo. That looked like a foul. I think the referee was about to play advantage, but none accrued, so he blew for the free kick. Senor Garasa. Schuster. Michel. Sola now for Osasuna. Got Siganda up with him, and also the number 7 Urban, the pole, but Real have it back again. Free kick, in fact, has been given. 10 10 minutes gone. Real Madrid 1, Osasuna 0. And a delay. I think that's Siganda down injured. Just going back to Real's incredible home record this season. They got 7 goals here against Zaragoza, 6 against Valencia. They've also scored 5 in a match, and on no fewer than 4 occasions they've got 4 goals. In fact, the worst result, if you can call it that they've had here was a 2-0 victory over Sporting Gijón right at the start of the season. Unbeaten in 8 home games. And on their way, I should think here, even at this very early stage, to a 9th, because it's very difficult, even though we've only had 10 minutes, to see Osasuna getting their way back into this game. It could be a question of how much Real turn it on to try and improve that unbelievable goal difference they have at home. Here's Butragueño. Michel with him. Sánchez. And they're well used to facing this 10, sometimes 11-man defensive wall, Real. It happens most of the time when they're at home. Teams don't really come here to attack, and it makes you wonder what profit there might be for a visiting side who are a little bit more adventurous. Osasuna set their stall out right from the start with their defensive formation and paid the penalty, conceding a goal after only 4 minutes. I suppose the parallel in English football would be visits to Liverpool at Anfield, where people say if you attack Liverpool, you could lose even more heavily than if you tried to defend against them. So it's a dilemma, certainly, for visiting teams. And here they go again with Hierro. Butragueño is poor, and he knows it. Luis forward to Sola. And Osasuna can't get going really over the halfway line. And there's the man whose unfortunate own goal separates the sides. This is Ibanez. Martin Dominguez credited with the goal. Dispossessed there by Sánchez, and now Butragueño. Sánchez again. Castaneda. Number 5 is Martin Gonzalez, and he finds Ibanez. Now Sola. Good looking ball from Sola. Urban on the right. And the clearance by Hierro was a necessary one, with Siganda right behind him. Ball throw. Schuster for Real. Hugo Sánchez certainly took the pace off the ball, but couldn't control it. Now danger perhaps with Siganda. Oh yes. Well, he had no other option really. There was only one other Osasuna player in a forward position, and that was Urban. Now Gordillo. Schuster. Nearly paid off, but well read. Ibanez. Sola, certainly seeing plenty of the ball, the number 11. And so too is Ibanez. And that's a free kick. The foul by Sánchez. Sola now 32 and won 2 championship medals in his time at Athletic Bilbao. This is his 4th season with Osasuna, and he indicates what he intends to do with the free kick. And it wasn't a bad one. Real's marking was a bit sloppy. 2 Osasuna players free. But here's Schuster now for Real. 15 minutes gone, they lead 1-0. Gordillo down the left, dispossessed by Castaneda. De Luis forward. Siganda's layoff, and one back again. And that's a fine ball, but Gordillo was just offside. De Luis with the kick. That's a good layoff as well. And that wasn't really by Sola. But Sola gets it back again. Looking for Siganda. Did that come off the defender? I don't think it did. Oh yes, well, the referee obviously thought it did. A corner has been given. Siganda to take it. Sorry, Sola to take it. Siganda is on the near post. Real give it away twice and rather fortunate to get it back now with Butragueño. Hugo Sánchez. Martin Vázquez outside him. Pulled back too deep for Michel. Offside surely. Unusual to see Gordillo appearing on the right. And he certainly got himself into an offside position. To the relief of Roberto. Well, actually, when you see that, well, he was probably level, and if you're level, you're offside. That's the law. Still 1-0 then. 18 minutes gone. Hugo Sánchez. Good play by Chendo. It's Real's throw in. Martin Dominguez made the tackle. Michel. Dispossessed though by Ibanez. Now Sola. Ooh, a terrible layoff, and they were lucky to get away with that one really. Sola gets it back again. And then Ibanez, and Sola not really making any progress, but playing some neat football here, Osasuna. Sola's there again, and that's a useful looking ball as well, and just wide by Urban. That was unlucky. It was a delightful build-up by Osasuna, and Buyo in the Real goal has not really been called into action yet. Might well have found himself picking the ball out of the net. Jan Urban knocking the ball wide. He's only just arrived at Osasuna from the Polish champions Górnik Zabrze. Experienced player with over 50 international caps for Poland behind him. And might have done better then, I feel. But certainly the build-up was excellent. And for a moment then we saw just why Osasuna have climbed so high in the table. Fifth, remember, at the start of play. Fifth indeed is the best position they've ever occupied in the Spanish First Division in 1987-88. In recent seasons anyway, they were 10th last season. Here's Schuster for Real, leading by a goal to nil. 20 minutes gone. A blatant trip. Luis offering his apologies to Butragueño, but I think the referee will speak to him. Schuster cut out well by Pepan. It's Osasuna's throw. And now it's their free kick. Osasuna, rather like Barcelona this season, have certainly reserved their best form for their home matches, where they've won 7 and lost only 1. And also like Barcelona, away from home, they've been very disappointing, although they have drawn their last 3 successive away games, and indeed came into this match with a 6-game unbeaten run behind them. Martin Dominguez. Pepan. Bad ball. Martin Vázquez forward. That wasn't very good either. Well cut out by De Luis. Siganda was offside. Ball down the line for Gordillo to chase, and he's done so successfully. Good play here by Gordillo, but Butragueño, sloppy return ball by him. And in the end, it's Martin Gonzalez who comes out with the ball for Osasuna. But whenever they play forward, there's inevitable pressure because Osasuna just don't have enough men inside the Real half. Ibanez, Siganda, Ibanez again. And players arriving in support. Siganda is one of them, Urban is another. And the overhead effort by Martin Dominguez was a little bit ambitious. So Real build again with the West German Schuster. Michel, Butragueño the target. Still Butragueño. Hugo Sánchez is with him now, and he lays it off to Michel, who's completely unmarked, and that's number 2. Osasuna hesitated, expecting an offside flag. It never came. 23 minutes gone, Real Madrid 2, Osasuna 0, and Michel was certainly onside. Got away from his marker superbly, rounded the goalkeeper with ease, and slotted it home for a very polished goal. Michel's 6th goal of the season, and Butragueño laid it on superbly for him. But probably couldn't believe that Michel was in so much empty space. Osasuna struggling now, and that's a free kick against them. A 2-goal lead for the reigning Spanish champions. And indeed, they have been top dogs in Spain for 4 successive seasons now. Meanwhile, a yellow card for Sola for something I assume he said to referee Garasa. Something obviously not very complimentary about Real's 2nd goal, I would think. The goal stands, it's Real Madrid 2, Osasuna 0. Schuster. Glorious ball for Michel. Wasted really the cross. What a ball that was by Schuster. Castaneda, given away. Gordillo, good interception though by De Luis. Sanchez. Gordillo, look at the number of men. Real had 3 on the left, but offside the decision. Schuster spread play beautifully a moment or two ago with that ball to Michel. appear the crowd have kept the ball there, so they have a new one, which is usually the signal for the offending spectator to throw it straight back on, but not this time. Pepin with the free kick, headed clear by Ruggeri. Martin Vázquez couldn't control it. Michel. Chendo let it run. And Sola has possession again for Osasuna. That's a free kick. Sánchez shown the yellow card. This is his first bad tackle. It was a bad one, no doubt about that, but you could argue that he deserved at least a warning from the referee for the first one, but my, that was a bit naughty. And Sola, who had booked himself a moment ago, now the victim of the challenge which has earned Sánchez the yellow card. They've certainly got enough options for taking the free kick here. 4 Osasuna men gathered around the ball. You know that Ibanez is one who can crack a shot in from a distance. Pepin is the man who looks most likely to take it though, and does, and certainly a bit of power behind the shot, but Puyo untroubled. Gordillo on the left for Real. They lead 2-0, 27 minutes gone. 4 is Hierro. 5 Sánchez. Martin Vázquez. Again, Osasuna pull everyone back behind the ball. Ruggeri giving it away. Ooh. Well, that was a calculated risk by De Luis. Here's Siganda, and he's got a man forward as well, Martin Dominguez, but what a superb challenge by Hierro. But then he's very clumsy with his pass and gives it straight to Pepin, and Martin Dominguez still unmarked on the left. And that's a corner. Hierro getting back to recover his own mistake. So can Osasuna gain some consolation, coming up to half an hour gone with this corner for their first half display. Sola will take it, and it comes straight back to him. Michel with the clearance, to the delight of the crowd. Well, great header that was by Hugo Sánchez. And rather overhit, really. That was disappointing finish. Hugo Sánchez is still there to keep it in play though, and then he was, well, I thought he was fouled, and he obviously thought he was fouled as well. More significantly, the referee didn't, and the crowd not happy with that decision. Urban, De Luis, Siganda, and Butragueño wins it back. Martin Vázquez. Hierro, a little bit lucky with that one. Sánchez. Gordillo. And suddenly Real look dangerous again with Michel in the space once more. And he wins the corner of Castaneda. Michel really finding gaps in this Osasuna defence. And the man who is such a great player when he's on song, Michel, scorer of Real's second goal, will take the corner himself. Hugo Sánchez again calling for it on the goal line, and it came over and was headed goalwards by Ruggieri, but Osasuna deal with it well. An interesting break on here for themselves. Urban, Sigander in the middle, and Chendo covered superbly. Good play that by Chendo. And the Pole unable to make any progress, but he has earned his side a corner. Solo will take it. Good clearance by Hierro. Sola gets it back. Urban's header, but offside had already been given by the referee. Sánchez coming deep to receive it from Schuster. A good ball. Martin Vázquez. And that's another corner. That's about the 8th, I make it now. We've had 33 minutes. Real lead by 2-0. Michel with the corner. And they just can't get out of their own half at the moment, Osasuna. Here's Michel again. Linking with Schuster. Oh dear. There with Gordillo. Rather sloppy play by Gordillo as well. But Sanchez was across to cover. Forward to Martin Dominguez. Well, that was not the ball that was called for. Goal kick. Sanchez, Ruggieri and Hierro. It's a good ball forward as well. Hugo Sánchez onto it. Good challenge by De Luis. And there seem to be so many Real players on this pitch. And there's a good little ball forward too. And there's danger here. Michel, he's got Hugo Sánchez in the middle. Yes! It's 3. And the famous victory roll. But Michel was the architect of that goal. Hugo Sánchez gets his 19th goal of the season. Michel so smart and alert, and of course the finish as impeccable as you come to expect, and he got a crack from the goalkeeper on his way to celebrate. Lovely little pullback by Michel, and Hugo Sánchez does not miss them. 19 goals, 11 now in his last 7 games. He scored a hat-trick in his last match at Logroñés. And as Real warm up a couple of substitutes, they must know already with still 10 minutes to half-time that they've got an unbeatable lead. Real Madrid 3, Osasuna 0. And the incredible little Hugo Sánchez has done it again, and here they go again with Michel. It's another good ball, and Hugo Sánchez nearly on the end of that. on their way to maintaining their 4-goal-a-game average. In fact, it's a little higher than that at the Bernabéu. Real, that's now 39 goals in, well, I suppose you could say 8.5 matches. Unbelievable record. And here goes Butragueño. And here goes Hugo Sánchez. Butragueño again. Turning on all the tricks now. Chendo. Schuster. Osasuna have no reply to this. The crowd love it. Hierro. And he's still going forward, Hierro. And they feel they should have a penalty, but the referee disagrees. He made the most of it. But how the Real crowd loved the build up to that. Now let's watch this again. The challenge by Topan. Well, it certainly wasn't inside the penalty area, that's for sure. But it should have been a free kick, I think. Schuster forward offside. Butragueño. Incidentally, in scoring all those goals here at the Bernabéu, Real have also maintained a very good defensive record. They've conceded only 7 goals in those 8 matches before today. And 4 of the 8 visitors before Osasuna failed to score. Offside given against Martin Dominguez, whose own goal started the rot here. Gordillo. Risky little ball by Butragueño, but he got away with it. Hierro. Michel. Good layoff from Hugo Sánchez, but good defending. Osasuna look a decent football side, but they just can't get the ball. Oh yes, good play. Schuster. Hugo Sánchez again. And a desperate challenge by number 2, Deluis. But they do play some delightful football, Real. Schuster combining with Hugo Sánchez, and the tackle was important. Ibanez. Deluis again. Marino, seen very little of him in midfield. This is Sola. Good ball for Martin Dominguez. The finish disappointing. Sanchez for Real. 5 minutes to half time, and Real lead by 3-0. Sanchez again. The interception was by Castaneda. Epan. Real's throw. Nice little touch there, but Schuster wasn't really aware of what was happening for once. Followed by Deluis, and there was handball. Osasuna's free kick. Marino. Oh yes, good interception by Sanchez. He read that one well. Gordillo as ever storming down the left, but He was never given much hope with that ball and got a crack on the unprotected shins from Pepan. Come back well at the other end by Ruggieri. Schuster now. Hugo Sánchez. When you consider that Osasuna are in 5th place in the first division, it just goes to prove what a gulf exists between Real Madrid and the rest. Here's Michel, Hugo Sánchez, Butragueño, Sanchez, and now Gordillo. 5 men involved in this move. Not a good cross though. 3 minutes to half time. Real Madrid 3, Osasuna 0. Gordillo in possession for Real. Couldn't find the room for the cross, perhaps Sanchez can. But Osasuna break. And confirmation of the score as Sigander is dispossessed by Hierro. And there's been no great threat to Real at the back, and that's a lovely ball as well. Martin Vázquez. Well, he had 2 players, Butragueño there, the number 7 was one of them, and Hugo Sánchez inevitably. Better placed than himself, perhaps. It could easily have been a 4th killer goal just before half-time. Not that anyone really would honestly give Osasuna any hope of getting back into this game anyway. Foul by Schuster on Sola. Ibanez. An interception by Chendo, and offside had been given anyway. Seemed a bit unnecessary. Real were comfortably in possession of the ball. Schuster. Hugo Sánchez stretching for it and couldn't get it. Here's Sigander and straight at Schuster. Sanchez. Schuster. Hierro. Ruggieri. Good football. Hierro. And the poor cross in the final minute of the first half by Hierro. The referee's just checked with both his linesmen. And the mighty relief of the half-time interval not far away now for Osasuna. Sanchez. He gets it back. Butragueño. The run by Chendo. Michel in possession. And Hugo Sánchez, well, it was a nice attempt by Hugo Sánchez. I suppose you can afford those little thrills on your game when you're 3-0 up. Seemed rather an unnecessary challenge then on Hierro. The referee hasn't given a free kick. Ibanez. Martin Dominguez. Good cross that. And Sigander was close to it. Corner. Looks a good player, young Sigander. He's top scorer this season with 6 goals. He was top scorer for Osasuna last season as well, although he only got 7. Here he is, the number 9 on the near post. And a wild shot by Martin Martin Dominguez. And we're well into time being added for stoppages now in the first half. And the big question in the second half has to be how many more goals Real can score. Because I'm quite certain we haven't seen the end of the scoring yet in this game. Real will want to turn it on and improve their already formidable goal difference. And there's the half-time whistle. And what a satisfactory first half for the home team. An own goal, a goal by Michel, and then one by Madrid about to kick off in the second half, leading by 3-0. And really, what a very comfortable cushion they have for this second 45 minutes. I think we saw one or two touches after Real had scored their third goal that suggested that they're going to show us some of their finest exhibition football, if you like, here, because I think even Osasuna themselves realise that there is no way they're going to get back into this game. That's offside. Chendo making a rare break into the opposition half. And a fruitless one, and he's got to chase back now as well. Butragueño. He's been a bit disappointing. In fact, the man who earned himself the nickname of the Vulture, who had an incredible scoring record for several seasons, both for Real Madrid and the Spanish national team, in which he scored a goal every other game on average, has had a disappointing couple of seasons now. Maybe one or two challenges like that are the reason why. And for that tackle, De Luis gets a yellow card. In fact, the referee took the red card out at first. But it's not the Butragueño role. Real's free kick then. Schuster will take it. His second season here after his 8 years and some controversial and troubled years they were at Barcelona. Straight off the shin of Hugo Sánchez. Oh yes, lovely football from Schuster. Michel with him. Butragueño. And back in towards Schuster, but headed away by Pepan. And Real pick up where they left off. Michel. He's carried it over the line, it's a throw. Real already in the shape to suggest that they will be major contenders for what would be a 5th successive Spanish League title. Unbeaten at home in their 8 games before today. I can't see that statistic changing any, except to say played 9-1-9. And away they've only lost twice at Barcelona and Real Sociedad. Here's Michel. Butragueño on the overlap. And just kept in, was it? Yes, by Pepan. Osasuna came here to defend. Conceded the dreaded early goal and an own goal at that. And have since had to defend. They've been on the rack. Sanchez. Good ball. Gordillo, offside. Castaneda, Ibanez, and again, beaten by Schuster, who can tackle as well as pass the ball accurately. Hugo Sánchez, Michel on the right. Oh dear. I think in fairness to him, the pitch is quite badly pockmarked, and you can see at that end. And I think it just hit a little divot as he was about to shoot and reared up the wrong way for him. Because that was not like Michel at all. Let's see if we can see it here. Yes, it did. Chendo wins it well. Martin Dominguez. Sola. Marino. And he comes back to Marino. And he wins the corner, the first of the half for Osasuna. Disappointing game really, Marino, young local player, one of many young locals that Osasuna possess. Hasn't really made any impact on this game. Sola has, and he's not very popular with the crowd. He was booked in the first half. And it's his corner, dangerously to the near post, headed away by Sanchez, I think it was. Back again to Sola. And the two number 11s, tussle, and Schuster comes away with the ball for Real. Michel, good play. Oh dear. Hugo Sánchez took his eye off it fatally. But they swept from being on the defence at one end of the field to being in a good attacking position at the other then. Schuster again. That looked like a foul to me, and belatedly given by the referee. Quickly taken by Martin Vázquez, and that's another foul surely on Lithuania. Schuster and Michel are both very useful from free kicks. They take this one short. Off the head of Ruggeri. Straight to Siganda. And Ruggeri gets it back for Real. Schuster. Hugo Sánchez. Touch hasn't quite been there with some of his layoffs today, Hugo Sánchez. And that's a foul on Urban. And here he is again. And he's not going to trouble Buyo with shots like that. Spain's number 2 goalkeeper, Zubizarreta, has hardly had a thing to do today. 3-0 the scoreline. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Schuster. Gordillo, well played, but Pepin got it clear. And Schuster's there again, and that is magnificent stuff from Schuster. Oh, the crowd love that. Brilliant. Here's Gordillo. Well, all the great players, well, most of them anyway, have been arrogant, and Schuster certainly has that touch of arrogance that crowds love to see when it comes off. Sanchez. Gordillo flattened, free kick. Oh, it's a long-range effort from Hierro that was very ambitious, and he gets it back again. And another long-range effort, and I'm not sure whether he was trying to pick out Gordillo on the far post or have a shot then. But it's a goal kick. Push in the back. Gordillo was the culprit. And Marino goes down with a delayed reaction. I think it was probably as he fell to the ground from the push that he sustained that injury then. Consultation between a group of Osasuna players as Marino gets groggily to his legs rather. He's still got them both. And Martin Gonzalez couldn't keep it in. Gordillo with the throw. Sanchez. And now Schuster. There was a buzz of expectation when he gets the ball. Trigueño, Michel, Hugo Sánchez, Martin Vázquez, good play, but the final ball wasn't quite good enough. Sola, in trouble here, Schuster, and still Schuster. It was the pitch that stopped him then, and then he fouled. And there's no question that the ball got left behind in the mud. And this pitch doesn't help Real's lovely flowing football at all. I'm surprised they haven't done something about it. Although that's easier said than done, of course, and there's been an awful lot of rain in Spain this football season. Martin Gonzalez for Osasuna. They trail 3-0. We've had 12 minutes of play in the second half. Sola. Good looking ball and well read by Chendo. Back to Sola, and the cross a bit too deep, I think. And the effort by, was it Pepan, was extremely optimistic. And Buyo will happily stand back and watch those go wide all day. There's a substitution about to be made. Sola, I thought he had a decent game actually. Goes off, he may have a slight injury. Verastegui. Verastegui takes his place, 21-year-old striker, so maybe Osasuna rather belatedly have opted for a more positive approach by replacing one forward of 32 years vintage with a younger one. Here's Siganda. And the substitute gets an early chance to show his form, but that's going to be, I think, a throw-in or maybe even a free kick to Real. Oh no, the referee has overruled the linesman who gave it the other way. So it's Osasuna's ball. Martin Dominguez with the kick then. Quite a dangerous position this, but a poor kick. Schuster got it away. Gordillo chasing and wins the throw. Hugo Sánchez nicked a few yards there. Castaneda gives another throw to Real Madrid. I think there's another substitution, yes, and Butragueño is going off. Solana, the player, coming on. Yet another of the crop of internationals here at Real Madrid. So an international replacement for an international forward. Solana on after 60 minutes just about for Butragueño. Martin Vázquez, Hugo Sánchez, Michel. That's a good ball down the line. Danger here. Chendo pulls back the cross, and that's a corner. Good play by Real. Castaneda, the man who got it clear. And Chendo's there again, just tees it up for Michel. And Hierro! That's four. Hierro gets his second goal of the season, and Osasuna are dead. Chendo just teed it up for Michel, an accurate cross. Hierro flung himself into the goal mouth, and the defenders were all stood arguing when one of them at least should have been marking. Good play though by Hierro. He was brave and positive, and it paid off in fine style. And just as they make a substitution, Real go 4 in front. And that maintains that incredible average. If you happen to have only just tuned in, I was saying before that Real's scoring record this season is quite incredible. That is now 40 goals they've scored in what is their 9th home match. And after a 7 and a 6 and a 5, that's now the 5th time they've scored 4 goals, and they're looking for a 5th again here with Hugo Sánchez, but he can't reach it. Marino did. And that record of goal scoring for this stage of the season surpasses even the great Real Madrid team of the late 50s and early 60s, the Gento and the Puskás and the Di Stefano. That's a measure of the achievement that Real have now notched up here. Incredible, really. And John Toshack, the Welsh international, former Liverpool player who came here as coach in the season, in the close season, after doing such a fine job in Basque Country at Real Sociedad. He may have failed to deliver what they really want in terms of the European Cup, but my word, has he produced a good attacking, entertaining team in the league. Clear foul on Hugo Sánchez. And really, Osasuna have no answer to Real's talent. Schuster with the kick. Oh, good one. Roberto got it away well. Martin Dominguez. Urban. And Real are hungry for more. You can tell that. Schuster. Martin Vázquez. Well, they've certainly got plenty of time to further improve their scoring here, Real. Well, Osasuna do not have enough time to get back into this game. Not enough ability, I fear. They gamble by going on the defensive, and the gamble has failed. another substitution. Now, we've obviously seen the number board. I'm not too happy with the player who's coming off. In fact, it's Hugo Sánchez. He dashes off, so he obviously wasn't injured. Paco Llorente takes his place, but I would think on John Toshack's part, with a comfortable 4-goal lead, that's sensible enough. Save Hugo Sánchez, save his legs, save him from possible injury, and give a run out to Paco Llorente. I was mentioning the great team of the 50s and 60s. Paco Llorente is nephew of Chendo, the marvellous winger of that Real side of legendary fame. Here's Gordillo. Good little ball that was. And this is Paco Llorente. Oh, didn't quite sit up in the mud again. It's a real problem, that area of the field. Now then, Marino for Osasuna. They got 4 forward here, the most they've ever had in an attack in this game. And would you believe it, one of them straight offside. 25 minutes to go. Real Madrid 4, Osasuna 0. Sanchez. Michel on the right. Martin Vázquez. De Luis, the covering player. Look at this, lovely football. Offside, what a shame. Marino. So much experience around this Real side. Obviously one of the criticisms when John Toshack came here was that it was an aging side that he was inheriting, and sure enough he has moved a couple of players on. Gallego, one of the older ones who went, great defender over the years and midfield player as well. And I must say, if you're good enough when you're young enough, whether you be 21 or 31, and at the moment I would have thought the balance is just about right here, as far as the Spanish Liga is concerned anyway. Whether Real have enough talent to take on the great teams of Europe is another matter. But just look at the football they're playing here. Lovely stuff. And again, that same area of the pitch denies them another opening. Well, I would have thought if there was one signing they ought to make, it's a couple more groundsmen to help out the chap who's already doing the job, because that area of the pitch is about the biggest opponent that Real seem to face here. Good header then by Ruggeri. Siganda. Number 14 Solana, one of the 2 substitutes. Sanchez. So much time at the back for these Real defenders on the ball. A lovely little ball again by Martin Vázquez. But De Luis wins it back for Osasuna, and now Marino. Foul on Sanchez by Siganda. And another substitution to be made here. Castaneda coming off, I think, yes. And Rosarena will take his place. That means change in the captaincy, and looks like Ibanez has got the captain's armband from Castaneda. Rosarena, yet another of the local players, a defender really, who's been on half a dozen times as substitute this season, comes on in a not very enviable situation with his team 4-0 down, 20 minutes to go. He might have some defending to do as well. Chendo. And players getting in each other's way then. Paco Llorente. Cleared by De Luis. Marino. And back it goes for Siganda to chase. Ruggeri's tackle. And indeed the ball came off the Osasuna man. It's Real's throw. And it's hard to believe, even though this is the closest championship there's been for some time in Spain, and there are several teams nominally in contention for the title, it's hard to believe that anybody will prevent Real from winning it for the 25th time. This is Solana, one of the substitutes, brought down in full flight by Martin Gonzalez, who really deserved the yellow card for that. One or two of the earlier bookings were perhaps harsh. I would have given the yellow card there, I think, but the referee hasn't. Solana's okay. Schuster. Martin Vázquez trying to line up the shot. And it bobbled off the defender's heel. Schuster's been a big influence today for Real. And Michel has played well. Well, frankly, they all have. Martin Vázquez has had some lovely touches as well. Here's Michel, 4-0 the score. Chendo in support. And one back by Ibanez. Now captain for Osasuna, Martin Gonzalez. And that's beautiful play. Now the substitute, and now Schuster, and he's got Gordillo to his left. He didn't see him quickly enough. Schuster's back in command. Hierro dispossessed though by Urban, and then won it back with a foul tackle as it happens. Siganda. Hierro, scorer of the fourth Real goal. Strange piece of play. Osasuna get it back again. Martin Dominguez. Shot by Pepan was well wide. Solana. Ruggeri. Gordillo. Martin Vázquez. Sloppy ball by Martin Vázquez and intercepted by Martin Dominguez. 3 here, but what good defending that was. Hierro. Schuster, no. Couldn't keep it in, or couldn't control it rather. Ibanez. Onside Urban, and 2 in the middle here, but the defending again was watertight. The game, I suppose, inevitably going through a slightly sloppy period, with Real quite content that they've done enough to get the points, and Osasuna going through the motions of trying to get back into it. Equally, I suspect, knowing that there's no hope. Rastegui is fouled. So Osasuna have the possibility of testing Buyo from the free kick. Martin Dominguez and the substitute Arozarena, number 12, over the ball. Martin Dominguez takes it, and rather exaggerated fall, but exaggerated or not, it has produced a penalty as Siganda goes down. I must say it looked a theatrical dive to me, and the crowd and the Real players aren't happy at all, but their protest will be in vain. The referee pointed instantly to the spot, and that's a penalty. There was a nudge, no doubt about that. And Martin Dominguez, whose own goal started the rot, if you like, for Osasuna, or from their point of view, has the opportunity to pull one back from the penalty spot. And does so. 4-1. The crowd furious. You'd think that was an equalising goal, or even the winner, the way they've greeted it. So Martin Dominguez, at least in some small measure, makes up for his early error in the same goal, in fact. And with less than 15 minutes to go, Osasuna have done what half of the previous visitors to the Bernabéu this season didn't manage to do. They've scored. Real Madrid 4, Osasuna 1, and a slight dent then, very slight, in Real's impressive home record. Sweetly tucked away penalty, even though Buyo guessed right. And Hierro's come off to have the old ice pack applied to his leg, so temporarily down to 10 men for Real. Don't think it'll trouble them too greatly. Well, Osasuna will take a little heart from that goal, but I fear from their point of view it'll be no more than a consolation. Crowd now indulging in a bit of referee baiting as another free kick has gone against the home team. Still the injury causing some concern. 13 minutes to go, incidentally. Two substitutes have been used, so Real will be hoping that Hierro is okay. And it looks as though he is. And indeed, Hierro coming back onto the field. Real back to their full complement of 11 and boasting a 3-goal lead with their 4-1 margin. Ibanez for Osasuna. Ran into trouble. He felt he was fouled, but the referee hasn't given it this time, and the ball just wouldn't stay in play for Michel on that far side. And just to revise Real's home record, at this moment it is 40 goals for, 8 against in 9 matches. With 10 minutes to go in this one. I shouldn't think any team in a top quality league anywhere in Europe or possibly even the world could boast a scoring record quite like that on their own home ground. No doubt if I'm wrong, someone will write in and inform us. Here's Schuster. And crack on the leg for Marino, who's been in the wars a couple of times. Osasuna too have used 2 substitutes. And another free kick has gone their way. The game degenerating a little bit as far as Real are concerned. They seem to have just lost a little bit of interest since they went 4 in front. Interesting now if Osasuna could pull one back. Martin Dominguez in there again. Offside. Puyo certainly in a hurry to get on with it. Chendo. Martin Vázquez. It's a good ball, or is it? No, it's a bit too deep. He's spotted Gordillo making the run. Marino. Back it goes to number 8. Although picked up first by Siganda. The man who went down for the penalty. Siganda again. Do like the look of him. And here he goes between the defenders, but Schuster, that was superb. He's been everywhere. But Siganda looks like a kind of player who'd be very dangerous in a better team. He's only about 22. The ball had gone out with the line. And definitely a little bit of sloppiness has crept into Real's play here. Siganda, I'm not quite sure what he was trying there. Very languid period of play for Real, who are just strolling through it and seem to have lost interest even in scoring now. Solana, Gordillo, Schuster, Sanchez, on the right Chendo, Michel, and that's a corner I think, as Michel goes thudding into the advertising hoarding from the tackle by Ibanez. Even as concerned, probably more concerned that he might get shown the yellow card. It was an accident really, obviously. And Michel will receive treatment off the field, really. I know he's off the field certainly at the moment, but no, he's just gone to retrieve the ball. He's fit enough to take the corner. Surprise, surprise. A good one it was too. Gordillo. Still. Oh, brilliant, Gordillo. Oh, what a fine save. In fact, I think it might have been offside anyway. But that was a good save by Roberto down to his own left. The referee's allowed play to go on, so probably it would have counted. Gordillo twisting and turning magnificently here. And I think Michel just got in ahead of his teammate to get the header in. Good save. Still 4-1. Foul by Gordillo on Marino. 5 minutes to go. Luis. Marino dispossessed by Gordillo. Paco Llorente. Zolana. Schuster. Good ball. Paco Llorente really going at the defender. Arozarena. Good to see. Corner it is. Martin Vázquez will take it. Hierro's come forward again. Scorer of the 4th goal. Ooh, Roberto! Now, that won't count. Well, it wouldn't have done anyway, I don't think. Hierro, who scored from a much more difficult effort earlier, scooping the ball over the bar. I think the referee might have disallowed it anyway, although it's hard to see why. I couldn't see any pushing going on, and there was a defender on the goal line as well, so it certainly wasn't offside. No, that goes down as a bad miss. Incredible miss, really, for a player who'd scored from a much more difficult centre. And suddenly it breaks again for Paco Llorente, and he didn't really get it down quick enough. But it's another corner. A late flurry then by Real. 3 minutes to go. They lead 4-1. Martin Vázquez with the kick again. I'm sure they'll keep an eye on Hierro this time. Roberto got it clear. Once more under pressure from Hierro. Martin Vázquez. Not at all what was needed. So we're very close now to a result that will confirm Real's position as leaders of the Spanish League. They are the reigning champions. They've won the title in 4 successive seasons. They've scored more goals at this point of the season than any other team in Real Madrid's history. And it all adds up to a pretty formidable package. Who, if anyone, can stop Real going on to the title again this season? Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, perhaps the likes of Valencia will all feel that they have a hope. But it's going to take a formidable team to stop Real retaining their title. Certainly, any team that has pretensions to do so will have to score an awful lot of goals. And Osasuna didn't really have any hope of scoring one with that feeble effort by Arozarena. We're into the final minute then. Real on their way to another impressive victory at the Bernabéu. Oh dear, What a mistake that was. 3 players forward, Sigander is one of them, and they can't even profit when Real give the ball away. Incredible mistake by Chendo. That would have spoiled things a little bit right at the end. And not many of the supporters have left, even though the game is well won now, and in truth has been for some time. An own goal by Martin Dominguez as early as the 4th minute. Michel made it 2-0 after 23. Hugo Sánchez got his 19th goal of the season, and that's double the total of any other player in the Spanish League at the moment. That was 10 minutes before half-time. Hierro's goal after 60 minutes, making it 4. And then a Martin Dominguez penalty giving Osasuna some consolation. And they go looking for some more here with Urban, and that's a good effort. Just got a fingertip to it, Guyot. So a corner in time being added for stoppages. Yes, he did well there, the keeper. De Luis. And nonchalantly taken one-handed by Guyot. There's the final whistle. Real Madrid have played 9 matches at the Bernabéu this season and won them all. They've scored 40 goals and conceded only